The 45-minute trip on the Big Red Cat has become almost routine for me over the years, travelling between my home on Brisbane's Bayside and the place where I grew up, North Stradbroke Island. I've been travelling on the barge to Straddy since I was born. Originally it was the Myora, now it's a Big Red Cat. My grandfather and I used to have a tradition when we came over here. He liked a beer, so he'd always crack a beer, put a message in the bottle, put a cork in, throw it aside. We used to get a lot of callbacks from places, as far south as New South Wales. Lots of things have changed. The environmental stuff's changed a lot. The island's changed a bit, but I still love it, and it's in my heart. It's the best place in the world. I consider myself quite fortunate to have grown up on the island, fishing, camping and four-wheel driving. What more could a young bloke ask for? And although most of these activities are second nature to me now, if you're new to the island or sand driving, there are a few things you can do to make the transition from bitumen to beach a lot smoother. Like all four-wheel driving, the key to driving on the beach is preparation. It's way too late once you're stuck on the beach and in trouble. There are a few tips, and a good way to remember them are the 3 T's. First of all, know your tides. Most beaches are completely impassable a couple of hours either side of high tide. Driving at low tide and hard sand is always going to be a lot easier on you and your car. And secondly, tyres. Now, I don't pretend to be an expert on tyres, but I know what I do, and what I do when I go to the beach is I drop them all to 20 PSI. The really important thing, however, is when you come off the beach, remember to fill them up. The final tip is simply take it easy. All tracks on Straddy have speed limits, 30 k's an hour on inland trails, and on the beach it's a maximum of 80. If you end up spending a bit of time on the beach, inevitably you'll encounter an unfortunate side effect of driving this close to salt water: rust. Having grown up on Straddy, I've seen cars literally disintegrate in front of my eyes, including my own cars. We've tried everything from deep fry oil to sump oil to everything else, even some product a bloke used to make on the island, all to no avail. For me, it's time for something a bit more high-tech. If you caught the show last week, you'll remember we spent a bit of time with the boys from CouplerTec installing one of their electronic rust-proofing systems to our trusty creek-to-coast crew car. It works by preventing the chemical reaction that causes rust. By flooding a stream of electrons between the underbonnet power unit and the coupling pads around the car, it effectively stops the oxidisation process or rust from occurring. A simple way to demonstrate the system working is by using a multimeter to measure the charge flowing through every conductible surface on the vehicle, from the tow ball at the far end of the car to the components like the radiator and even rubber hoses. Of course, there's no danger of copping a zap yourself because it utilises high voltage but very low current. In fact, less than a dash-mounted digital clock. The thing I like most about this system is it doesn't wear or wash away, works 24 hours a day, uses no dangerous or smelly chemicals, which to me in this environment is particularly important. If you're planning on hitting the beaches of Straddy, you'll need a permit, which you can get online, or they're on sale when you jump aboard the Big Red Cat. While you're online, it's worth taking a look at the CouplerTec website, which goes into more detail on how it all works, along with examples of customers and companies that swear by this clever bit of technology.